Hello, and welcome to another Franchise Hockey Manager 6 stream. My name is Adam. I am the community manager. With me, as always, and not pictured on your screen, is FHM producer Jeff. Say hi, Jeff.
Hey, everybody.
And we are back with the 1960s, swinging 60s Vancouver Canucks game. It is the 1967-68 season. Jeff, we are currently 27-27 and 6 for 60 points, and things are not going that great. I mean, they are, but they're not.
Yeah, just to, I guess, fill in anybody who hasn't been watching up to this point so far, what we did was added the Canucks. Instead of in 1970, we went back to 1965 and brought them in as a lone expansion team. And then we've slowly been adding the other expansion teams. We're actually we're matching the historical setup this season, although I think we'll add a few more after this. So we are in the West Division right now. The three teams below us, Minnesota, St. Louis, and LA, are all new expansion teams this year. So we should be beating them, and we are. Problem is, Oakland is only... oh no, LA was last year. Sorry, I'm wrong about that. And they're still somehow in last place. Oakland, who came in a year later than us, is actually doing slightly better than us right now. 1 point ahead, game in hand. And Chicago, who is one of the established teams, is running away with the division because they're probably the best team in the league to begin with, and they're also beating up on a bunch of teams that are no more than 3 years old in our case, or 1 or 2 in the others. So we did where we left off last time. We managed a win. I think we had just switched the view here for a sec. Let me see. Yeah, broke a 4-game losing streak with a win, but... Oh wow, I just noticed that we had a huge homestand there, and now we got a nasty road trip to close out the season, and 3 games against the Hawks. That's going to be a problem.
Why is that going to be a problem, Jeff?
Because we're not anywhere near as good as they are, and we are. If I go to the job security screen, the red thing here is not good. We would. Typically like that to be up in the green, and the fans aren't happy with us either. Fan happiness is down to 23. So I'm starting to wonder about our chances here. We got the trading deadline coming up March 1st, so we may have to, well, let's see how we do to start this out, but wondering if we might have to make a move before then to bring in some help before we get fired.
Well, the question is, who could you bring in, I guess?
And now that I look at it, we also have a whole bunch of contracts to renew, so I should start doing those and do 2 or 3 at a time. And Tony Esposito, thankfully, wants a reasonable amount because he's our starting goalie now.
Even if you didn't want a reasonable amount, would you not sign him?
We don't have a whole lot of choice, yeah. Carl Brewer wants a slight raise. He's our best defenseman, so we'll go along with that. And let's see, Vancouver native John Ferguson, who was, I can't remember if he'd retired at this point or no, I think he had a couple of seasons left in him. He's been making, what's he been making? 48, okay, yeah, that's just a tiny raise. You can have that. Try those 3 to start with and start playing along. Yeah, the uniforms and logo are the old Vancouver WHL Vancouver Canucks. And looks like everybody signed. That's good. And Henri Richard, who just actually passed away in real life a couple of weeks ago, fractured larynx. Ouch.
The jerseys were created by Razor and can be found on our forum in his thread. And the logo was from a historical minor leagues.
Yep, also on the forum, I think. And no, looks like we've almost got Reggie Fleming back, who's been out since a little bit after Christmas with a herniated disc in his neck. And we did just get Johnny McKenzie back from the injured list. So who have we had? see. Oh, we should mention, if anyone didn't see it, I have to sit René Robert, the rookie, out and see what the AI does with the lines like that. Not bad, not bad. Yeah, that's, I think, just how I'd want it. Then take the time down a little bit on the last pair. I was going to say, we put out a hotfix update for the game today to fix a few lingering problems after the what was intended to be the final update.
Yes, which if you have the Steam version, it will automatically download. If you have the FastSpring version, you will need to download the update from our forums.
And we ran into a hot goalie, Jack Norris, with Minnesota and lose 3-2. That's not a good way to start this. Bobby Orr, yeah, that's a big contract for this time, $240,000 a year. I think he's still in his rookie season too. Okay, we got Oakland next. Another hot goalie.
I was going to say,
and a guy come out with 3-1 win.
Guy who would be of somewhat interest for us, but I don't think he's quite got a team on the trade block, is Andy Bathgate.
Yeah, who wound up playing for Vancouver in the WHA in real life a few years later. Let me see.
And of course, good old Winnipeg.
Was he in Winnipeg?
He's from Winnipeg.
Yeah, he's from. No, I know he's from Winnipeg. My dad played hockey with him in the North End, and when they were kids in the, I guess, 40s, 30s or 40s. But no, he never actually played for Winnipeg.
No, just from.
We got an elderly Jean-Guy Talbot. Not a whole lot on the trading block, unfortunately. So we're gonna have to try and pry someone out of a better team.
Let's go for Bobby Orr.
See, probably not going to happen again.
No, you don't think
we got
so?
Oakland again. Can we make it 2 in a row? Nope, we lose 3-1. So don't gain any ground on them out of that series.
Actually, assuming we don't get fired, this is a pretty strong draft coming up, if I remember right.
Okay, well, let's see the way around this. What happens against Chicago? At least they're starting Roy Edwards are back up. And we were close. 4-3 win for Chicago.
Not bad.
We're even with them on shots, too. That's... I said, oh, wow, Bobby Hull. Is that Bobby or... No, it's Dennis Hull got suspended. See, Bobby Hull getting suspended at this point would have been really useful for us because he's got a whole bunch of streaks going, and he's...
Dennis Hull has a pretty nice point total this year.
Let's see. Oh, yeah, 49 points, 56 games. Is he playing with his brother? No, he's on the second line. Oh, he's got Phil Esposito. Yeah, because Esposito didn't get traded to the Bruins in this game. So this is why the Hawks are so good. They've got, Hull and Makita on the first line, and the other Hull and Esposito on the second line. Okay, we got LA here. Worst team in the league. We should be able to win this. If we don't, we're really in trouble. Gonna have to put Esposito back in. I hope he's not wearing down. 7-2 win. Okay, there we go. Much better. Although Andre Lacroix got hurt.
Oh no.
Sore quad. 1 to 2 weeks. Not the end
That's
of the
not too
world,
bad.
at least. René Robert can...
Are you going to sign any other upcoming free
agents? Are there any decent ones out there?
upcoming free agents? On our team.
On our team, yeah. I probably should.
While you do that, I will look at free agents in case there's something we need.
Just fixing the lines there. Okay. Okay, next bunch of free agents. You can see, and if you're, I can tell which ones now are signed to an extension. A little asterisk at the end of the contract tells me that it's going to continue after this season. Wow, Bergman wants a big raise. Cut that down a little bit. Oh, I can't go that far.
Here's the big question. Are you going to sign our captain?
Okay, I got Bergman to come down a little. Ted Hampson. Yeah, he's only 31. I don't see why we wouldn't. Oh, 64. How much was he? From 17 to 64,000? No, let's take that down a bit. Oops. Even at 54, that seems like a pretty big raise.
Yeah, I think we could maybe he's a guy we could shop around.
Still, we should get a contract on him.
Not getting much back for traded offers. Best offer is for former guy we had let go, Wayne Hillman.
Which would be kind of pointless. And let's see, like the third one, Orland Kurtenbach, who actually wants a reasonable amount, so he can have that. Payroll's going up, but I don't think we're going to be in that serious trouble. And yep, they all signed. And I'm going to throw the backup in against Chicago because I just don't think we've got a prayer here, and I don't want to screw up Esposito. Yeah, 4-1 loss. Yeah, Wakely played reasonably well at least. And they had Glenn Hall in goals, so. And Hall and Mosquito's point streak keep going. Kind of shape are we in here? See, we're going to make the playoffs for sure. That's not a problem. But, yeah, Oakland's pulled away from us, so we're going to get them in the first round, I'd assume. Oh, and it's trading deadline day now, so whatever we need to do it now. And Eddie Shack just got hurt with, just broke his nose.
He needs a contract too. And he's had a pretty good year.
Yep, he wants only 124, so he can have that. Dennis Kearns, future Canuck in real life, and pretty good prospect here, and only wants 7,000, so sure, you can have that. And Claude LaRose, another decent third liner, wants it's a little high. Let's take it down a tiny bit. Okay, meet him halfway. But let's see if there's anybody on a trading block first. Popped up in the last couple of days. Oh, so they have. Ed Jackman, who we lost to St. Louis, or no, he traded to St. Louis because we were going to lose him in the expansion draft anyhow. They want to get rid of him, but we don't need another goalie. Dean Prentice on his way out of Toronto, but he's 35.
CS High in the chat says, wow, Chicago is on a... They might be tough to beat.
Yeah, they're going to be
Chicago
brutal.
in this time was really good.
Yeah, Mike Walton, who's having a decent year for the Leafs, but they want to get rid of him. He was a Canuck very briefly in real life, about 76, 77, I think. And 77, part of 77, 78, not very long. Let's see, Wayne Carlton, young guy who did pretty good in the WHA, that's interesting. What's going to help us right now? Not much scoring on the left wing. See, we're good at center. So I don't really need to fill in anything there. And yeah, it's looking at left wing as the weakest spot, and the problem bringing in another defense when we've got two of our young high draft picks, Korab and the pointer, on the bottom pair, and I don't want to mess up their development. Although Kearns is down there. Yeah, maybe we need another defenseman. That is a little thin at the bottom. So left wings and defensemen, and naturally those are the positions that have got the least depth here, I think. So Prentice is 35. Maybe we can get him cheaply. He's got a pretty high contract. Let's see, can Kenny Schenkel play? He can play left wing too. Having a pretty good year in Minnesota after they took him off Boston in the expansion draft, but let's try for Prentice first.
Fingers crossed.
Still got the rights to Brian Hextall that we're not really using, so try him and somebody near the... Oh, we must have let our farm team get really thin. I gotta take a look at that.
Well, we lost some of those guys in the expansion, if memory serves. I tried getting rid of John Ferguson.
Don't think so. That's one of our best wing, probably our best left wing.
He's also starting to decline in my game.
True. Try Bill Collins and nope, they want a little bit more, so we'll take Collins out. Ernie Hick, who's probably going to be a decent player for us eventually, but not going to help right now. Okay, Ernie Hick and the rights to Brian Hextall to the lease for Dean Prentice. Oops. Shaq. Quickly tell you, yeah, see, Prentice goes right into our fourth line. We've got reasonable depth now, and I'm just gonna, yeah, let me see if I can get like a second or third pair of defensemen to... Jim McKenney, but he's kind of a swing guy between defenseman and wing. Jean-Guy Talbot's a little older than he wanted. One of the Plager brothers, Barclay Plager, who was, oh right, we lost him in the expansion draft. Can we get him back?
I don't know that we should be too worried about picking up too much, especially if we're adding other.
No, I'm just going to try swapping defenseman for defenseman. Rick Pagnuti for Plager. It looks like they might do it. Yeah. So gave up a younger guy to get Plager back, and he can go into the lineup and probably sit Kearns out. And how does that put our lines? Yeah, he goes in the second pair with Bergman again. That looks better.
You could grab a defenseman off free agency too to boost our minor league team.
Yes, yeah, I'm just looking at our minor league team now. That did get really thin. Czechs and Russians at the top there aren't going to be signable. Neither will be the 18 and 19-year-olds. Let me filter that so we can just see the guys we're going to be able to sign. Okay, grab Marshall Johnston just as insurance. And Rick Sentes for the same thing.
A little bit of a boost.
Okay, and we got Chicago tonight, so... Oops, too many players in there. Oh, those guys started on the active roster. They're down to Victoria. I'll try Esposito on goal. Maybe he can steal a win for us here, but I'm not optimistic. Wow, 4-1 win.
How's that?
And how'd the new guys do? Plager, ouch. Pretty ugly game from him. And Prentice, yeah, there we go. Good veteran presence. As an assist was +2. I mean, we're not getting past Chicago in the playoffs regardless, but...
Well, you never know. It's not likely, but...
Okay, he wants 8. Oh, no, we got... Hampson has 8. He can't have 8. And Prentice gets 21. Okay. Oh, and we got Reggie Fleming. Yeah, that's why we were so thin on D. That was dumb. Probably didn't necessarily need to do that, but... So Kearns is going to go back down to the minors. Korab can sit out. And there we go. That should be a little more solid. I think we might be able to do okay down the stretch here, despite the massive road trip.
Just trying not to get fired on the stream twice, huh, Jeff? Giving up everything.
I have no idea what the first time you're talking to would be about, and Tony Esposito 1-0 shutout over the Blues. Where does that put us now? Well, I don't think we're gonna. Wait, how long is this season? Oh, we still got 70 games. I should have bumped that to 76 for this season. Forgot to. So we're going to wind up here. Let's just not get anybody hurt in this last couple of games. So I'm going to start Wakely the backup against Gordie Howe in the wings. And he wins 3-1, surprisingly enough. And Andre Lacroix is almost back. We'll give Esposito the last game against the Blues in the hope that he gets a little bit hotter. And no, he actually declines a bit. And wow, we put up 56 shots on Cheevers. And still somehow managed to lose that one.
Jeff, just because we haven't really talked about it yet, it's been almost a month now. We're closing in quickly to a month of no hockey.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, we'd be finishing up the regular season on Saturday night.
How you feeling? It's kind of hurt me, to be honest.
It's strange to lose at this point in the year. I mean, we've gone through lockouts before at the start of the season, but and you know, lost a whole season at one point, but just having it drop off into nothing all of a sudden is odd.
Yes.
Okay.
One of the nice things that I've been reading is the Broad Street Hockey, which is the SB Nation blog for Philadelphia Flyers, has been actually playing Franchise Hockey Manager. They're 8 parts into their, just been a fun read, with the 8th part just being published today, which is Wednesday, April 1st, and seeing how they're doing throughout their.
Not surprising, we've got absolutely no award nominees this year.
What? You didn't get a Coach of the Year nomination?
Oh, man, I screwed up here. I forgot to change the playoff type. So only 4 teams made the playoffs this year. And one of those ain't us.
Oh, you're going to get fired.
That's bad. That was dumb. Okay, so we got, it was all set to play, and now we got no playoffs. So let's see what happens here. Boston and Chicago, and then it's the old weird 1-3-2-4 setup too. So can Oakland actually get into the finals? Let's see.
Kudu chimes in the chat. Nice one, Jeff.
See, you were here too. You saw when I was doing that. You should have warned me. I blame you guys.
I was more worried about what teams you were bringing into the league at that point. I think part of the reason we did this was because we thought we would dominate the expansion, and you were confident you would beat Oakland,
who just got swept by Montreal. And actually, oh wow, Chicago lost in the opening round to the Bruins. So now we got a Boston-Montreal final, and I think Chicago, oh no, the Leafs won our first year. So we're going to have a new Stanley Cup champion at least. Development report, nobody going downhill for once. That's better news. And the Bruins win the Cup in 7 games. See how the last one went. 3-1 Boston. Looks like it was in Montreal. And J.P. Pears, they got the winning cup-winning goal, looks like. Is that last one? No, not an empty netter. So Bobby Orr gets a cup in his...
second season?
I think it's a
First
second.
season.
Wait, let me check.
I don't remember.
Second season, yeah.
I was sure.
And probably about to win a bunch of awards, too. So Bobby Hull with the Hart, not surprising. Bill Goldsworth, he would have been on an expansion team in real life, but stayed with the Bruins here, gets the Conn Smythe. Hall gets the Vezina. Yeah, see the Hawks dominating pretty much all the awards here. Wow. And did we get anybody on the All-Star teams? Nope, none of the expansion teams managed an All-Star. But I mean, you can see, yeah, look at it. Look at the first team, 5 Blackhawks out of and Gordie Howe. And they've got a defenseman on the second team as well. Their number 3 defenseman is an All-Star.
Hard to argue with that.
Okay, well, we got to clean up. First priority here is getting the rest of these guys on 1-year contracts signed. Plager's on a cheap one. Hopefully he doesn't know if he doesn't want too much more, so. Reggie Fleming, 31, and seems to get injured a lot, but can play either forward or D, so that's nice to have around. Oh, wow. Geez, Dean Prentice wants a big pay increase at 35. That doesn't seem like a great idea. Let's see how cheap he'll go. He isn't barely coming down. Oh, finally he moves.
Finally.
54,000 still. Not great.
Take what you can get sometimes, I guess.
That's, you can go ahead and say there doesn't want much of a raise. Keep him around. Because if we're going to expand the team, expand again this year, we're going to lose a few more of these guys. Oh, Shaq's already re-signed. Andre Lacroix, I want to keep him around. He's gradually developing into a decent scorer. And Johnny McKenzie. Another kind of steep raise. Take that down a bit. I think that was almost everybody. Oh, we got the minor league guys. Wayne Stevenson, our third string goalie, who could maybe give Wakely a bit of a run for the backup job. We'll get him re-signed cheaply again. Kearns is already re-signed. Dennis Hextall is... Oh, he doesn't seem to be developing very well. That's odd.
Probably because you refused to sign the other one.
Well, I traded his brother away, but still.
Well, he wasn't signed, and then you traded him away.
And Bill Sutherland, I don't think we really need to bring him back. He's 33. And Collins... Well, you can try and test the mark, but there's no free agency at this point, so good luck, buddy. Oh, missed a couple of guys, Whitewich and Dutch and Duff. Whitewich, pretty cheap for one of our better defensemen, and Dick Duff, who seems to have slipped a little bit. But doesn't want a lot of money, so that's fine. And just sorting by contract, and yep, okay, we got everybody done.
Excellent. What a great feeling. But the question is, do you get to see this team through to next season?
We will find out shortly. Yeah, development reports see Duff going downhill again, and John Ferguson too. You were right, but I mean, he's still good enough that I'm going to keep him around. Oh, Eddie Shack declining. That's not good news.
If you could get a first-round pick for him.
See what happens. If we got a few offers on Eddie Shack. Okay, washed up defenseman. Winger who had a good season but isn't that great to begin with. No better than Shack. Defenseman who's probably not going to get any better. Jean-Guy Gendron, who had a decent half season with the Rangers, but he's not getting any younger. Rael Lemieux from Detroit, only 1 star, nope. Camille Henry from Chicago, it looks like, oh, they picked him up from LA. Barely played, 1 star, nope. Larry Lund used to run a hockey school down near me in Penticton, but yeah, he's not even playing in the NHL. This, has he even played a single NHL game yet? Only 1.5 stars. Don't want him. And Grant Erickson from the Leafs, half a star. Yeah, no decent offers at all. And Hall of Fame nominees. We get to nominate one guy. I'm going to go with Max Bentley, I think. Another development report, and pretty much more of the same. Although Prentice is declining now too. Although Rick Sentis, who we signed as a free agent, just picked up a few points. Maybe he can do something next year. Although he's still only at half a star. And Hall of Fame voting, who we got here? Bentley, who we nominated, we'll vote for him. Ted Lindsay for sure. Go with Babe Pratt and Elmer Locke.
Who did you nominate? Sorry, I missed that.
Max Bentley, I nominated. Oh, we got a couple of staff to re-sign here. Double check that to make sure we got enough staff. And we got a runoff here. Go with Bert Olmsted. And just checking the Canucks staff. Yeah, no, don't need to sign anybody else. Nope, our guy didn't get through to the runoff. Go with Lauren Chabot then. Still in it. Okay, and we're at our end of season summary now. We'll look at all those red X's.
1,500.
Hey, there's a check mark. Oops, it's the failed to reach a playoff ones. And the really sad part is my season score is 12, which is now 3/4 of my total career score, because I think we actually got a 0 in the first season, didn't we?
I believe we did, yes.
I think we got a 4, so I mean, we go from 0 to 4 to 12. Theoretically, next season should be a 36. And I get a big 2 points to spend here.
I'll bet you $5 that doesn't happen.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to take that.
Not very confident, huh?
Not at all. So, going to the next day, and we need... Whoops. We got one to miss.
All those points got you confused. Not sure what to put.
No, all else fails. We'll just clear the messages.
Gudu says you should get some points just for keeping your job.
Okay, we got a board confidence update here. What is it going to say? Well, at least we're in rebuild mode.
It should say, "Oh my goodness, what are you doing to this poor team?"
And did anybody important retire? Nobody from us, apparently. Claude Provost from Montreal.
Stop.
What?
Stop what you're doing.
What am I doing?
It is July 1st.
Yes.
Go change the playoff format.
Well, I was going to expand first, actually.
Do the playoff format first so we don't have to hear you complain and say you should have made the playoffs.
But we got to decide first how many teams we're actually going to have in the league this year.
It doesn't matter how many there is.
Well, we don't even know how many. What if we decide to split it up into multiple divisions? We don't know the...
We'll put 6 teams, or 6 teams in each side get in.
Okay, I'll just do that for now.
That's the entire league. That way you can't miss the playoffs, Jeff. Eight
8 teams, 4 per division.
I'm just saying now you can get it and don't have to.
And the first round is going to be best out of 5. The other two will be best out of 7. And okay, so what do we want to do now? Do we want to? We didn't put Pittsburgh in last year, so should we add them this season?
Yes.
Are we going to do 2 teams here or 4 teams?
I don't see any reason we should go to 13 teams, so I would say we bring in Pittsburgh. And so if we're adding a historical team in the West.
Oh, we can push somebody. We could push Detroit into the West if we have to.
We could bring back the Pittsburgh Pirates. There we go.
Okay, so we'll add Pittsburgh. Do you want to put? Do you want to say Buffalo?
I was trying to think, and
is the real teams that would have been coming in next?
Yeah,
if Buffalo would be the next one after that, and then after the following ones, the Islanders and Atlanta, neither which are any farther west than Buffalo. So let's put them in. We'll stick with the divisional structure.
I did have another idea here, but I guess you're overriding it.
What were you going to say?
You say other than Buffalo, we could put in the Colorado Rockies.
Yeah, and then we could do another expansion after that and get it up to the following season and put Buffalo in that. Yeah, why not? Make it a little different.
And Colorado is makes natural sense for the West. Although they wouldn't exist for a few more years. Which also means what we will have to, when you're doing historical mode, and I'll mention this in case people are doing this themselves, when you bring in a team earlier than what they were scheduled, a lot of the logos are specified for dates because logos change over time. So you might have to change the date on the logo in your save file. So for instance, the Colorado Rockies are now that franchise is now in New Jersey.
Yeah.
But in 1974, it might not
show a good example right here because when I open this up, you see the Colorado is going to have the NHL logo because we're only in 68, and I'll have to fix that for next time out. They don't have anything, but Pittsburgh, because they were actually active at this point, does have a real logo. So I will swap that around before we do the next show. But getting back to setting up the rules, and how many we go to 76 games? You think?
I forgot. What year did you set the Colorado Rockies for? Because I messed that up too myself.
Yeah, if you grab the first one, you get the Kansas City Scouts.
Yeah. So Kansas City has entered the league.
I think I did 77 or 78 to get it.
Yeah, smart. The Don Cherry years.
I don't think we need to change anything else here that I can think of.
So you're going to 76 games?
Yep.
Are you going to change the amount of interdivision games?
Let's see, that will be 7 teams times. Yeah, well, if I make it 4, it's balanced, and I get 2 home and 2 away against each of them. So let's do that.
Yeah.
And we got a new schedule. Let's just see if that looks sensible from our perspective. A couple of extended, wow, really extended home and away sections. Then we got to take a look at the schedule generator for 7. That seems almost a bit excessive.
Yet road trips would happen.
Yeah. Still, it's kind of a little longer than I'd like to see. Anyhow, we're going to have one more expansion team in our division, and Pittsburgh is going to get wiped out in the East. So we have to set up the expansion draft here. And Colorado and Pittsburgh drafting. the original 6 are definitely in. We didn't exclude ourselves from the draft last year, did we?
No, we did not. You wanted to, and I said no. You can't do.
Okay. Well, the new expansion teams aren't getting out of it either.
No, of course not.
So we'll let them take 25 players.
But you should do it in the classic NHL, just not letting them take any good players.
So how many? Well, jump up all the protected spots by 1 or 2?
I would say, yeah, max goalies protected 2, max defensemen
4,
at least 4, or even 5.
And let's say 9 forwards.
Yeah. All right, Brian, thanks for coming out.
And max players lost per team. Let's keep it to 5. That seem reasonable?
For 2 teams, maybe make it, well, if we really want to.
There's going to be 50 players drafted total, and we've got,
weakening Boston would be good, so maybe set it to 10.
Let's put it in between. Let's say 8.
Between 5 and 10 is 8. Okay, interesting.
Well, I can't make it 7.5.
Why not? Maybe they want to draft half a person.
Okay, and we'll exclude anybody up to the age of 20. So all the young guys, basically.
Do we want 25 rounds? They can draft 25 players.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. 3 goalies, 8 defensemen, 14 forwards.
Sorry, you put the age exemption on it, was it?
Yeah, I said at 20.
Maybe 21 would be better.
What suits us more?
Well, no, the draft is...
Actually, 20, it's irrelevant to us. I'm going to leave it at 20 because we've got, well, nobody between 21 and 23. So won't make any difference to us. It'll only hurt the other teams more.
Fine.
Okay, on to the next day. Oh, we got to do the protection list here. Protect 2 goalies. Obviously, Esposito. So I'm thinking we should probably protect Wayne Stevenson here, who was our 3rd stringer last year, but has much more potential than Wakely. We're probably going to lose Wakely.
Brian Label in the chat says, now that FHM sick updates are done, do you think in-game screens will be overhauled in FHM 7 or too soon to tell?
Definitely, but can't really say anything about it yet.
Yeah, we can't. Yeah, when we're ready to talk about what may or may not be coming in the future, we will.
Of course, I always want to talk about it during these shows on the off season, but
yeah. Well, I guess technically now is the off season, though, Jeff.
Oh, you're not very optimistic.
I'm not.
Yeah, no, I don't think we're seeing any more hockey till the fall at the earliest, and I think this season's probably done.
But we'll see.
Okay, need to protect 4 more forwards. Lacroix for sure. Protect Hampson, our captain. Let's see. Probably Prentice because we just traded for him, even though he's going to start slipping soon. And I think Claude LaRose, which will leave Dick Duff unprotected. So we're probably going to lose him. May wind up losing Eddie Shack too. But they were starting to decline anyhow, so...
Man,
oh well.
This next draft, we could have had some good guys if you weren't trying to get so good. Although there is some guys.
That's great. They got... Oh. So yeah, I forgot to fix that. It's giving the old names for the... Or like the randomly generated names for the new teams. So Fred Glover, I'm assuming he's in Colorado. And Red Kelly winding up. Oh, he's the general manager of Colorado. Okay. And Kansas City takes Alf Pike as their head coach. And BC Lions football legend Anis Stukas, who was, I can't remember who he was. He was briefly, I think, a GM or assistant GM of somebody. I can't remember who it was in the NHL, but he's mainly a football guy, but he's going to be running the... oh, no, that's not Kansas City. That's Pittsburgh. Okay. And we're drafting 8th overall.
Well, I've run a quick draft myself, and it's an interesting start. The good news is a goal scored did fall.
Okay, you can do the expansion draft. So who did we wind up losing here? Ernie Wakely goes to Pittsburgh. We lose Reggie Fleming also to Pittsburgh. Marshall Johnson, who we just signed as just a one-star guy, we signed as a free agent. That's no loss. He's gone also in Pittsburgh. Yeah, Dick Duff to Colorado, like we expected. Eddie Shack to Colorado. Glenn Sather goes to Pittsburgh. So they just cleaned out the bottom of the end of our roster. No huge losses there. See what the teams look like prior to the first round and prior to the entry draft. So Pittsburgh with Dave Dryden and Ernie Wakely in goal. They're okay goalie-wise. And oh, they did. That's funny. They wound up with Andy Bathgate, who the Penguins actually had in real life in their first year. And
captain of that team, if I remember right.
Yeah. They could be worse, I guess. Let's see what kind of shape Colorado's in. Jerry Desjardins in goal. He's been the third string guy in Montreal, I think, for a couple of years. Got Dallas Smith out of Boston. And, wow, not a whole lot up front at all. They really need to pick up a forward in the amateur draft.
I'm sure they will. I have your 2 picks mapped out already, by the way.
Okay. I'm just going to go pick by pick through these to...
It's going to beef up our team.
Pittsburgh with the first overall takes Ron Stackhouse, who is an actual Pittsburgh Penguin, and probably not the best player available, though.
Ron Stackhouse went first. Wow, he went 5th in my game.
Yeah, Dick Redmond to Colorado. They're going for a defenseman to start off with. Nobody can take Bobby Clark. That's surprising. Although he did drop down in the real draft quite a ways.
Dick Redmond went in the first pick in the 2nd round in my game.
And Bobby Clark to the Kings, which is not good news for us because they're suddenly a lot better.
Okay, all right, all right.
St. Louis up next. Rick McLeish. And why are the Rangers picking ahead of us? Minnesota gets Butch Goring.
As expected.
Flyers take Joey Johnston. And Rangers with Errol Thompson. And okay, so that leaves us.
Reggie Leach.
Oh, yeah, so we do. Technically, Ivan Boldarev is a little better than him at this point, but got to take the Manitoba guy, huh?
Absolutely, you do. You have to take the Riverton
rifle.
rifle.
To push Rene Robert over to the other wing or maybe to center, but
listen. I got a great second guy to come on that line.
Oh, wait a second. Hold on. We got another Manitoba legend, Ulf Nielsen, is available too, though.
Yeah, I saw that. I doubt he'll. Taking Reggie Leach is the better play.
Okay.
As much as I want.
Okay, so we got somebody who's going to score some goals for us at least. And let's
That's
just
what we
pick
need
until Human again. Let's go pick by pick for the rest of this round. Rick Dudley to the Leafs. Ivan Boldyrev to the Wings. Andre DuPont to Oakland. Phil Heen to Boston. Wow, that's a bad pick. Mark Tardif to Montreal, which where he actually wound up in real life. And this will be the Hawks. Last pick of the first round, they take off Nielsen. Just what the Hawks needed. Another great center.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's pick until human. Okay, so we've got our next pick coming up. And the last pick of the round.
In the second. Because there's still some names in the second round.
Yeah, looking for... So not really a goalie that's worth taking.
No, but I got a forward depending on who went in your second round.
Rick Smith's only 2-star defenseman, but he's at 1.5 stars already. Decent.
I got the perfect guy who's going to help us win games. The Hammer is available in this draft.
Oh, there we go. Yep. Dave Schultz. So he is. That's going to toughen us up a little bit.
That's what we need.
But we're getting into the 70s now, right? So.
Absolutely. He's already 1-star, too. But I mean, guys who went in the second round, just in case I can't see on your screen. But in mine included Dick Redmond, Rajan I always say this name wrong. Ivan Lambert, is that how you say
Yvonne Lambert.
Oh, yeah, okay, see, there you go. And then Garnet Bailey also went just a pick ahead of
Ace Bailey.
Yeah. But I think Dave the Hammer Schultz is kind of the pick there.
Yep, I took him and advance out of day. Whoops.
Now, how do you not put Schultz on one wing and Reggie Leach on the other? Just.
Oh, so you're basically trying to rebuild the Flyers? Is that the deal?
Well, why not? Hey, there you go. That's a good plan.
Okay, we need to get those guys signed.
You could also look on free agency to see if there's a goalie for
you.
you.
Take a quick look because we do need to replace somebody in that slot. And
Don McLeod was available. I don't know if he's still it.
There should be some decent goalies out there. Joe Junkin, I'm not really believing that 3.5-star potential on. Because he was like a 4th-string guy in Boston at his best. No Don McLeod I can see. Jim McLeod, who's not nearly as good. But nobody better than 1-star in goal.
Potential, though, even? Who's the highest potential guy?
Well, it's Joe Junkin, but I think that I'm pretty sure that's scouting, bad scouting. That's giving us a wrong number there. I think I'm going to go with Andy Brown, who is the last goalie to play without a mask, if I remember right. Despite the picture you're seeing of him now. Okay, and we should probably grab a couple other free agents, I guess, too. Just to bump up our depth a little bit. Yeah, it's all goalies near the top. Jim Mayer, good enough.
Last goalie to play without a mask in the NHL. And continued to play in the WHA without one.
Jean-Guy Gendron is still got 1.5 stars, kind of old, but Wouldn't be bad to have around for depth. Yeah, there's not a whole lot here. Billy McMillan, I guess. Oh, we lost Gendron to the Rangers. So how many players have we got under contract at this point? 26. 26, and that's 4 goalies, 8 defensemen, and a whole bunch of forwards. I think we need another defenseman or so. Not that there's any very good ones down here to choose from.
Well, I mean, we are playing as Vancouver, so having poor defensemen kind of makes sense.
I already made a contract. Oh, wait, I did make a contract to Mary, just hasn't signed yet. Advance, see if we get him. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, come on, Jeff. That was fun.
And finally, Schultz signs. Okay. Okay, so now what does this look like? 4 under contract. 7-10 defenseman. That's better. Yeah, we got enough to end of the season with this. Again, but I guess in the chat, historical NHL without the Iron Curtain with the Russians. There's a few Russians in the database now, so you can turn, that is an option in the game, you can turn the Iron Curtain rule off and you can sign Karlamov and Mikhailov and a few of those guys, but I'm planning on adding a whole bunch more of those for undisclosed reasons in the off season, so it'll work a lot better if you do that next year with FHM 7. Okay. And Hall of Fame, Dom Johnston, Ted Lindsay, Elmer Locke, and Lauren Chabot. I think we voted for half of those guys at least, not 3/4. And I guess we'll wind up here and sort this. I'm going to take a quick look at the Kings. I want to see how they look with Clark in their lineup now. Still not a lot of scoring around them. I think we'll be okay for another year with them. But okay, yeah, let's wind up here, Adam, and we'll get the next show. I'll get all the graphics sorted out.
All right, sounds good. So thank you very much for tuning into another Franchise Hockey Manager stream. We typically stream every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/OOTP Development. Of course, all of our streams are archived on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/OOTP Developments as well. You can also reach out to us on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Franchise Hockey Manager. On Twitter, we are at Franchise Hockey. And of course, you can come on down to our official website, which is ootpdevelopments.com. Click on the community button in the top right-hand corner, which will bring you to our official forums, where you can come and talk about Franchise Hockey Manager, the recently released Out of the Park Baseball 21, Perfect Team, or anything else you want to talk about. And Jeff, did I miss it? I guess again, we just released a hot fix update.
So if you haven't picked that up, want to do that, fixes just a few issues that we didn't want to leave sitting around until through the off season. But that will probably be the end of the road for FHM 6. and fixed a few data issues too. Guys that were on the wrong team after the trading deadline, that should all be straightened out now.
Yeah. So please. I don't know. I just completely lost my train of thought. Yeah, because of things going on across pretty much the world, I guess, with quarantine being issued, keep an eye on our Twitter feed, as there might be some more FHM streams pop. Whether it's on our channel or not, try and retweet some of them as they come. And Twitter's the easiest way to do that. Or, of course, make sure you're following us as well on Twitch. Click that subscribe button, or follow button, not subscribe.
Okay, and that's about it for tonight, I think. We'll be back next week with Adam's game, where he's doing somewhat better than we are in this one. So thanks for coming out, guys, and we will see you in a week from now.